Welcome, Anrika, again to your home and Contemporáneo family. We have the pleasure of this new fantastic piece. It's all about the light number 2, and Anrika wanted to share with all of you a little bit about the inspiration and process of this piece.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here again in my greatest source of inspiration, Contemporáneo Gallery. This piece called It's All About the Light number 2 is part of a series which is called, of course, It's All About the Light. The first piece came about when I saw the photograph of the black hole that was taken and processed, and was, for me, an amazing thing that I had been waiting for years and years. When doing that piece, or after doing that piece, it did express what I wanted to say, but I was absolutely fascinated by what was happening to the pieces of acrylic as they reflected onto the wall behind it, and the interaction that they had amongst each other and how they reflected the light. So as a consequence of that, I continued exploring and will continue exploring this kind of piece for a while. It's All About the Light number 2 includes a sphere and has these rings which may in a certain way express the passion I have for outer space and the shapes that are created in the zero gravity void of outer space. In that sense, the sphere is really the perfect shape, where anybody that coalesces in space ends up forming a perfect sphere, because that is the most efficient form that nature can take when no external forces apply on it. In any event, the shapes around it could be taken to be the rings of Saturn or simply an abstract piece. But what I find so nice about it is the interaction of the shapes along with the sphere, and as you move around the piece, you not only get the interaction of the piece with itself, but whatever is surrounding it in the room. So I think this is an area I will be exploring for quite a while, because I still think there is a lot more to do.
You mentioned something, Anrika, about science, that science is there even if you don't believe it, something like that, and I wanted you to elaborate a little bit on that.
Well, that was a quote by Neil deGrasse Tyson, who says that science and facts are true whether you believe in them or not.
Exactly.
And I always try to make sure that my pieces reflect that, because I can't do anything that isn't allowed by science. I can't do anything that gravity doesn't allow me to do. And I always try to take that into consideration when I make my pieces, so that somehow it shows.
Correct. And one beautiful thing about these pieces and the fact that they are a hanging structure, and is that the reflection and permutations of reflection, it's permanent and endless. So it's almost like a prism.
And it reflects a reality of nature, which is that everything is changing constantly.
Absolutely.
Everything is only here and now, but a moment from now, it has already changed. And that's the nice thing about this with its movement. It expresses that in a certain way. I think that's what you were.
Totally. And it reflects also the spirit of the gallery. We don't want to be stagnant. We want to be changing all the time. So somehow this piece is a reflection of what we are trying to achieve and do, and be all the time evolving and creating light and beauty. So a pleasure, Anrika. We wait for all the subsequent pieces of this series, because we think the entire continental USA and other continents will have pieces like this very soon.
Thank
a
you
pleasure.
very much.
Ciao.